Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing out there tonight? We are so excited. Corks and Keys, welcome, 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 everyone. And we just are excited to be here. So tonight we have our special guest who has been on with us before a couple of times. We have Eddie. And of course, we're going to get in there with Eddie, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about relationships and all that great stuff. We're going to have a blast tonight. So, just so you guys remember, I am Sharice Lloyd. I'm your realtor and your coach and an all around cheerleader. So, I am definitely here for you always, as always. Of course, I have my perfect buddy and sidekick here is Tamilia. Tamilia, say a little something, girlfriend.
What's up, beautiful people? What's up, beautiful people? So glad to be here. As you know, Tamilia, the realtor, helping you find your home, buy, sell, relocate, invest, whatever it is. So I'm here for you, but also just glad to be here. Excited about everything we got going on. It's a new year. It's February
It is
already.
February. Can you
We in
believe
the
it?
second month of the year. Second month of the year. Time goes
Woo,
by
woo,
too
woo.
fast.
I'm telling you. We're here tonight because, and kind of like in our own little separate areas, only because the weather has been crazy the past few days. And of course, and making sure that, we're not putting ourselves in danger and most importantly, putting anybody else in danger. Have you two been on the streets? You've been on the streets
I
the past
have.
couple of days?
I have. I'm guilty. I went out yesterday. I had to test it out. I got an SUV, so I had to put that thing in four-wheel drive, sport mode, play a little bit, but I took my butt on back home. I went right back in, but yeah.
You didn't stay out there long? I know Tamilia was trying to get out yesterday. I told her not to go,
Yeah.
and I bet she went anyway, didn't you?
I went out yesterday and I went out today. I love the snow. It's beautiful. Charlotte native here, but you get a little cabin fever and you got to get out. So I need to get out. But
You got it.
praise God, I made it back.
I didn't need to get on the streets. I did get out, so I got out and played in the snow. So, but I didn't need to get out there in the streets and drive and all that other kind of stuff. My thing is after. But my neighbors, grown kids actually went ahead and like they shoveled the driveway and stuff. So Tanya's kid, they shoveled the. I'm like, okay, thank you, appreciate it, but I'm not going anywhere. I don't.
Snow angel? No snow angel?
I did the snow angel. I have it on.
There you
Yep, I have it
go.
on. I did the snow angel and stuff. As a matter of fact, me and Tanya did the snow angel the other day. So we did the snow angel, but you know what? These are some 50-year-old bodies, so it was kind of hard.
Uh,
you know, still got it, still got it. I don't care, still got it. But nah, I could not jump up as quickly as I used to. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. What about you? Because you got a little one.
I watched it from the window. I was looking out the blinds, like, oh look, oh she threw it in the air. Oh, my daughter went out there. I had a 13-year-old daughter. She went out there and ran
Mhm.
around in circles. I said, okay, come on back in here. Come on back in here. I wasn't going out there. Nah.
Like
Mhm.
Tamelia said, she's a Charlotte native. You're from Chicago, right, Eddie?
Originally, but I'm a Southerner now. I've been down south so long. When I go to the South, I'm sorry, when I go to Chicago or the cold cities, I'm a visitor and I'm ready to get back home. I'm looking at the forecast back home, trying to make sure I'm good. But yeah.
Mhm.
I feel you on that. Same here. I'm kind of like used to the snow in a little bit, but at the same time, I don't have to be out there, so I don't try to go out there. When you're living in those types of states, though, you have no choice because you're still going to go to work. They're going to get those streets right for you and stuff like that. You still going to didn't have to do that here, so I took advantage of that. I did not go anywhere.
Actually, New
So,
York, right? Because what? So yeah, New York, that's real snow. So what
Mhm.
uh,
real snow looks and feels like.
yes, 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 yes. So yeah, good stuff, good stuff. So, but let's get into one of the most important things. What are we drinking tonight, y'all?
All right. Well, because of this weather that we've been having, I have had my cappuccino, and I will say because it goes down light. So I'm drinking cappuccino, and I
Ooh,
am pairing it with some chocolates because
ooh,
it's the month of love.
that is true.
February, the month of love. So, and I don't know if you can see my little mug. It's got a T on it representing Tamelia, but that's what I got today.
Familiar, tastes great, tantalizing, all that good stuff, right?
All that good stuff, all of it.
and the chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Not that she took a piece of chocolate.
Mm-hmm. You got to pair it with something.
Wow, 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 wow. Eddie, what you drinking?
I got some red. This is a soft red blend. This is Menage a Troy. It's a silk. I think
Mm.
it's called silk. Yep, nice red blend, smooth. Goes pretty much goes well with anything. We had steak last night, so we
Ooh,
had some left over from the steak, and it pairs well with steak.
ooh,
So yeah, one of my favorites.
that's
That
good.
sounds like that pairs well.
Yeah, that sounds like nice and relaxing, but I like the cappuccino.
Yes.
I am
Mm-hmm.
drinking,
Definitely.
I'm drinking chocolate wine tonight.
Ah,
So some good old chocolate wine. It is so good. So it's a mixture of the cappuccino and the chocolates that you're eating and whatnot. So this is
Okay.
the bottle, and as you can see, the bottle is empty now.
mm, nice. Okay. Chocolat deluxe.
Yes.
Mm.
So it's not like there are different ones that are out there as far as like the chocolate flavor and stuff. This one has been my favorite. It's my favorite because it's really smooth. Some of the other ones are a little bit, I wouldn't even say dry, but they're just strong. This has a strong alcohol taste to it. Like, but this one right here, it goes down really smooth and it's nice and chocolatey. You don't really need anything else with it, of course. Um, so I like it. I like it.
Yes. Put that one on my list.
Yes, put it on your list. Definitely got to check it out and chill it. Make sure that you chill it. To me, the more chilled it is, the better. So I
Nice.
love it. So
Sounds
Ed,
good.
you are back again. The other two times that because we've had you on here twice. So the other two times that you were on here, it was we talked about your books, we talked about your coachings, we talked about all that great stuff that you were doing. When you were on here the last time, I don't think you had the little one yet, or did you?
No.
I think
Uh-uh.
he was on the way because
Because
you guys, yeah, y'all gifted me.
bought you a gift.
Gave me a little
Mm-hmm.
basket and a little outfit and diapers and all
Yeah.
that good stuff. So I said, look, this from your aunties.
Hey, showing a little love to our nephew.
Mhm, mhm.
Yep.
And
So
it's
now
been-
he'll be 7 months. So I got a little one. I got to tell y'all a funny story though, because I was at we were at a recent doctor visit, and of course, 44 years old this year. I'm sitting outside of the doctor visit, and I'm holding him. I had some shades on, had a baseball cap on, and I'm sitting there. I'm playing with him on my lap. And this lady walks by. She must have been, she worked there or something. She had on scrubs. So she walks by. She said, "Oh, he's so cute. He's so handsome." She said, "That's your grandson." I said, "No." I said, "No, it's my boy." I said, "It's
oh
my
my
boy." Hey,
gosh.
you remember like what was the movie Life when he said, "I'm the pappy." Yes, I'm the pappy.
Yes.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm the pappy of that there boy."
Oh my
That, that's
gosh.
my boy. That's my boy.
Oh my
So now that's my
goodness.
son.
Man, you know what?
Right.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me just ask you this. So, because there's a difference if somebody said that to a female, are you the grandmother? And somebody says that to the male, are you the grandfather? Did you feel any kind of way when she said that?
I did not, to be honest. I didn't feel any kind of way because, again, I got a salt and pepper beard, shades on, baseball cap. Now, my wife, on the other hand, she did. She was like,
That's what
she said, she wanted to go find the lady. I'm like, babe, that was 3 hours ago, and we gone now. But she was ready to go back and find the lady. She said, "What?" She called you granddaddy. I said, "No, babe, I said, it's all good. It's all good." So to be honest, no, not at all. Because
yeah.
for men, I think that's one thing with men, we look at age as a sign of wisdom, right? And
Yeah.
and coming from where I come from a concrete jungle, right? To where I've seen friends not make it past 21 and not
Right.
make it past 25 and not make it past 30.
Mhm.
So for me at 44, I'm a dinosaur. I'm
Yeah.
approaching that young OG status, so I take it as a strike.
I love it. I love it. I think that, and that's another topic to be honest with you. But I think that the reason why a lot of times women take it a certain way is because society has programmed us that women are supposed to be always young and beautiful looking, so to speak, right? And it's like, the older women get, a lot of times, we could start feeling a certain way. And it's because all you hear about and all you see are like the younger, some of the younger people and with the makeup and stuff like that. Even when you see like these TV stars and stuff like that, and everybody's getting these, the surgery, the facial surgery, plastic surgery, and all of that. So I think that that's the reason, or part of the reason, why we as females might take it a little bit differently when it comes down to it, unfortunately. But we
Great.
gotta
That's an
learn to
excellent
embrace.
perspective.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a definite difference because a man can age and he looks
Right.
good when he ages versus when a woman ages, things look different. An aged man, people are more accepting of. But if a woman, somebody has said that to a woman, oh, that's offensive. They would be offensive. So sometimes if it's a woman, and you think that it may be a grandmother or maybe that's not her kid. You gotta watch what you
Watch how
say
you
because
say
some people
things.
can be very offensive. It could come out very offensive.
Oh,
Yeah.
I agree. And I know we'll probably get into it because it makes me think about how when you think about social media, for example, in the past or prior to this era, your competition was the people that you know, the people in your
Right.
circle, the people at work, the, the
Exactly.
the neighbor, the people at church, or people in your social circle. Well,
Mhm.
now your competition, or not so much your competition, but the people that you're comparing yourself to
Hmm.
are people all over the world,
Yeah.
thousands and thousands of people. So now when I look
Hmm.
at an image of beauty, I'm thinking, okay, this same standard that
Yeah.
that I see, if this
Hmm.
young, okay, I'll give another example. If I'm looking at Instagram, for example, and or not even me, I'll remove myself from it because I don't want to get in trouble. Look, I already got my permission slip. I got my permission slip
I was
signed
going
by
to remind you about
You've
that.
been trained. Now you've been
talk
trained.
about tonight. Look,
Right.
see, look, you know,
19 years.
But they say tread
she
lightly.
shared me with the world, and I want to come back. I've already been back twice, so I want to come back again. But the one point that I want to make is you're now comparing yourself to so many people
Mhm.
as opposed to a small pocket
Yeah.
of individuals. So now when you look at beauty, it's so
Mhm.
easy to have low self-esteem, I think
Yes.
for a man or for a woman. You can look at
Mhm.
It
social
is.
media and say, "Man, I'm not doing enough." Even though you got
Mhm.
motion, even though you
Yeah.
may have what some people would dream of
Right.
having from a I won't even say a materialistic standpoint, but just from a standpoint of the tangibles, right? Or having
Mhm.
things together or having things in place. You may be in a good place by society standards, but you're looking at social media
Mhm.
saying, "Oh man, I ain't doing enough." Or
Right.
or for
Right.
for for a
Right.
female, you're looking at social media saying, "This young lady, 22 years old,
Mhm.
and I am
Yeah.
aging gracefully. However,
Yes.
in your mind, you like, man, what do I do?
Right.
Low
Yeah.
self-esteem, right? It goes down. So that's just a standard that we look at with society. Everybody in the same classroom right now, everybody in the same pool of people, and we
Yeah.
all just looking at each other, judging each other, and looking crazy.
That is so
Right. That's
true.
it. In the end, everybody judging each other and looking
And looking
crazy.
crazy. That's the other thing. You looking crazy, they looking crazy. We all like, you know.
Sometimes you got to break from that stuff because
Yeah.
what you see is not the actual reality. And so
Nah.
you can get really messed up in that. You really
Yeah.
do. You really, really do. But going into our topic, because we know you to be the relationship into relationships and the man side. So this is titled His Side of the Story. So we're going to just touch on this now. Not too long ago we did a podcast speaking of cheating. Is cheating a deal breaker? So myself, Sharice, and then I guess Tanya, who was on, each of us gave our side of the story. But from the women, women each, everybody has their perspective. So we just wanted to touch on this to see what your thought is on that. Is cheating a deal breaker for you? Just hearing it from your side of the story, the male side.
And one first thing I'll preface is I'm not an expert on relationships. I don't speak for all males. However, I do speak to a lot of males. I do speak to a lot of individuals one on one and in group settings. And I have a lot of male relationships, right? I'm a brother. I'm a fraternity brother. I'm a husband, a father, a son, all those different things. So I definitely value my perspective, and I feel like I'm credible on this topic. So I really feel like it depends on where you are in a relationship, because for some in a relationship it is a deal breaker. Now, is it right? No. Do I condone it? No. However, is it a deal breaker is the question. And
Oh,
it
yes.
depends on where you are in a relationship. If it's a phase of we're still new, we're still getting to know each other, we're still learning things about each other, we're still introducing each other to the people that matter most in our lives, we're still sharing different aspects of who we are and discovering. Because when you're new in a relationship, the one thing we discount is as humans, we're all still discovering who we are. You never have it all together. Like where you are in your life right now is not where you're gonna be next year. It's not where you're gonna be 5 years from now. So where are you right now in your life? But the most important question is, where are you in a relationship? So is it a deal breaker? Not for all.
Mhm.
However, for some, and I'm gonna add more to it as far as that pool of people who it is a deal breaker for. If your relationship is already on a rocky ground, a fragile ground, let's say God's not in a relationship, because we have to be rooted, we have to be grounded in our faith, we have to be equally yoked. What I deem as right, what I deem as evil, you got to understand that we got to be on the same page. Because if I'm living this whole life over here and you not, that's that's incompatibility. So we gotta go to that right there. So yeah, that's something that's gonna only lead to more pain and turmoil and trauma. So that may not withstand it. Um, there's a lot of scenarios where it won't, but there are some scenarios where it will. And I say this because I come from a place where not even tooting the horn, or not big up in this, or giving props or none of that, but just speaking to the facts, speaking to reality. I come from a place where you may have a person that was married and had three, four, five, six kids at home with their wife, and next door you got an outside kid right here around the corner. You got another one over here, and then the lady at church is,
Mhm.
yeah, y'all, and you learn these stories. Sometimes you don't know these things until you get older and you grow up and you learn some of these family secrets.
Yeah.
People made it work and turned the other cheek in some situations, as long as granddaddy was doing what he was doing at home. So is it right? No. However, do people sweep certain things under the rug to pacify or sustain their livelihoods, or to be content? Because grandma and mine, who else gonna help me with these kids?
Right.
Who else gonna contribute whatever they contributed? Who else gonna, whatever reason it was that made it acceptable?
Mhm.
It varies, but I'm just speaking to the fact of what happens in culture, not even just black culture. I used to
Right.
think it was just a black thing because I grew up in Mississippi.
That's right.
However, it's not.
Right.
It's not. It's not. I mean, you can go. I know it's Black History Month. It's February. You go back to, slavery times. You go back to some of the things that we saw happen between 1619 and the 1860s, where
Mm-hmm.
Master had everything going on in the house, but then you see all these mulattoes running
Right.
around, you
Yeah.
know, especially
Yeah.
after slavery got outlawed, right? After
Yeah.
slavery got outlawed, we had to keep these plantations going. So guess
Yeah.
what? We multiplied.
Right.
So I know I got into a lot, but
Yeah. It's
it
it's
just
good to get
depends.
from perspective as well, because and it's true, it does depend on so many different things. It's not an automatic deal breaker for some, and for some people it is, and it's just like you said, you got to look at the relationship itself and what all has happened in the relationship and what is invested in the relationship. Because if we've got a bunch of stuff invested in the relationship as well, it's like it's not going to be that easy to say, okay, I'm kind of done with you. And my thing is always, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it and kind of see what really, what was the breakdown, what happened and whatnot. Can we both get over it? Is it something that we both can kind of get over and move on from? Yeah, it might be hard and all of this other kind of stuff, but then maybe the alternative is not for us to just go our separate ways. And just because I stay or just because he stays or whatever it is, that doesn't mean that either one of us value ourselves any lower. It just means that there's more to it than just the yeah, we just met and we really don't have anything anyway. And yeah, you're already cheating. Okay, yeah, you gotta go, or it's more to it. Not only are you cheating, but some way somehow you're being abusive. Maybe not physically, but mentally, emotionally, whatever that is. So
Verbally.
maybe that has so that has something to do with it as well. So it could be a number of things that would make you say, you know what, that's it. I'm leaving this alone. So yeah, and I think that that's a fair assumption or that's a fair presentation of it. Definitely.
One thing I would say too. I'm sorry, Sister Tamelia, were you finna add something or?
No, go ahead. I'm just in agreement. Um, initially I would say, yeah, that's a deal breaker. But, and I had said previously, it depends on the actions of the person, because you can come together, you can talk about it, and you can tell if someone is sincere or not, if there is a change. So it's a lot that can go into it, but automatically, at first, my thought is no. But again, it depends on where you're at in your relationship.
Thing I wanted to add is I do feel like there is there is an attack on the traditional form of relationships though. Or I won't say attack. It's becoming more and more acceptable. Like different lifestyles are becoming more and more acceptable.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
seeing polygamy, right? And this is the
Yeah.
debate, right?
Yeah.
Is that the
Mhm.
natural
Right.
way it's supposed to be, or should it be traditional, one man, one woman? Or we see the debate that's happening, as I was mentioning, on social media and and in the world in person is, should a person be able to have multiple spouses or wives if they can afford it, or so a lot of I feel like that is happening because there is a lot more information that people are exposed to, a lot more history, and again, just the chatter of online, of the influence of social media and society. People are questioning a lot of the old values and the old ways.
Think it's a lot going on nowadays, right? It's so much going on. Like you said, it's like there are certain acceptances, is that a word? I don't know. Acceptances going on. Like people accept so much more now than what we did in the past. Like so much more now. Um, I don't know. We don't have I'm not saying this is part of, it, but for whatever reason, this has been on my mind for a long time too. We don't have the Bible in schools and stuff like that anymore, right? And not to saying that, but it was big. Like for me, it was big because I went to a Baptist school and whatnot, so it was big. And when they kind of cut the prayer and all of that stuff out, it was just a lot of stuff during that time that started coming out as far as like being accepted for whatever and certain things that were not norms before are norms now. So just like you said, the polygamy and stuff like that, you've got folks like Neo who flaunts his 3 or 4 girlfriends and he says, these are all my girlfriends. And the girls are like, yeah, yeah, and stuff. And they're good with it.
Look, and you think about, since you talked about popular culture, think about this, right? And this is kind of tripped out because when you think about it, it's like, wow, I don't know how to feel about it. But if you think about Cardi B,
Yeah,
and respect to Cardi B, but
yeah,
she's in popular culture,
yeah.
that's public domain, all that
Right,
information and
Right.
stuff. But
right, right.
much respect to them, and I pray for them. But you think
Hmm.
about it, she left her husband for
Hmm.
cheating
Hmm.
to be with another man who is openly dating other women. I ain't finna say cheating because I don't know their situation or they
Right.
whatever,
Right.
but they're not married, right? I
Right.
don't know. She I think she technically still
So
married to
then,
her husband.
what does cheating mean then? Does cheating mean,
Exactly. So
you
that's why I'm
know?
bringing it up because
Yeah.
Right.
she left her husband for cheating, where this is by society standard respectable because you're
Right.
married. This is your
Right.
husband. This is your child.
Right.
Now, is she supposed to stay there and let that happen, let him cheat? She obviously didn't.
She
But
didn't.
she's with another man now and
Mm.
has a child, and he's openly dating other women, got other children born at the same time. So it's
Slinging it
like,
left and
Right.
right.
what's
Yeah.
the like? What's y'all's
What is your, yeah,
perspective
what
on
is,
that?
Well,
yeah.
What
my
I'm
thought
saying,
And
so
is,
what's the female perspective on that? Because as a man, I'm
I,
looking at it like she should have stayed at home with him if
that's
that was. But is that saying we're accepting that all men cheat
mhm.
and that it's just acceptable, or so that's where it's like, man, that's a tough one, right?
Yes, that definitely is. And I would say for me, I'm pretty much like you. If you leave that situation and he was cheating, then you go to another situation and like you said, y'all got kids the same age, y'all were pregnant at the same time. What was your purpose in leaving? And are we now just accepting that? But also then my thing is my thought is, how do you feel about yourself? Because apparently you would feel a certain type of way if you left for cheating. But then you go to another relationship and you're upfront faced with the same thing. So my thought is, I feel like some people need to maybe spend a time by to get to know yourself and what you are accepting of and what you expect from any type of relationship that you have, because you need to know what you're going to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate. Because certain things you put up with and certain things you don't. But I feel like you need to know who you are before you just keep starting relationships after relationships and then they keep having the same pattern. Is that what you're seeking, or are you actually trying to change from how you were? So that's
play
my
devil's
thought on that.
advocate a little bit. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. What if maybe her expectations for each one of them were just different? So maybe it could have been that she had certain expectations with Offset, and it was because from what I recall, it was something where he was continuously doing it, and she kept allowing him back in or whatever, and I guess he was promising that he wasn't going to do it again and whatnot. So it wasn't a one-time thing with him where where he did it. So maybe by the time she was kind of done with him, maybe when she got with this other dude, it was, you know what, they had that conversation. He says, look, we can be together, but let me tell you up front, this is how my lifestyle is. You either take it or leave it or whatever. And she was like, you know what? For now, we're together. I'm gonna do whatever. So maybe it was maybe just her expectations were different.
I,
Why it could be different, I don't know. But just maybe it was though.
you touching on something right now, right? And I agree with what Tamilia said because I want to come back and make a point about what Tamilia said because it's you. You got to look in the mirror, right? But I want to touch on what you just said, Sharice. It's obvious that there are different and I get men do this too. It's not a man or a woman thing, but
Mhm,
we have different standards depending on who that person is. Now,
mhm,
why is that? There's certain things that you're willing to tolerate and do, right? I was looking at a
Mhm.
podcast the other day and they were talking about how certain things that these women were saying there are certain things that they're willing to do with their man, their significant other long term,
mhm.
and it's really just cookie cutter color within the lines. However, there's things that they're willing to do with their
Other
just
person or
yeah
whatever. Yeah,
jump offs
yeah.
or whatever that is no holds barred. We could
Crazy.
whatever anything goes. Now,
Crazy.
why he getting this cookie cutter
Right,
over here
exactly. That makes no
when
sense.
this person over here getting
Right,
what they don't deserve, right? Or what
right,
he deserves.
exactly.
So
Exactly.
so that happens
That
because
makes no sense.
but it happens though because there's certain
Mhm.
things that
Mhm.
we as men, but women as well, they'll take the bad
They
boy
will.
and get a bad boy, go the extra
Whatever.
mile
Mhm.
in multiple
Mhm.
ways, right? Because I'm not trying to, I'm trying to make sure we stay classy here, but they'll
Right.
go the extra mile for the bad boy. But
Mhm.
the good guy,
The guy who's
the
taking care of you, who got your
straight
back,
taking
who's,
care of
all
Hmm.
you,
that good stuff.
straight
Yeah.
up
Hmm.
Just
stepdaddy.
no respect
Yeah.
for him.
Right, right. Rubbing your feet, all of that good stuff, and you,
You
and
nudge him saying, I'm gone, I'm asleep. I, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
right, go on now.
I'm
You
tired.
again, right,
But that other guy coming over there,
right.
hey,
Whatever you
been
want,
like,
right.
wake up. What you doing? What you doing? I'm outside.
That is terrible. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
No,
I
no,
Let me
no,
see
don't
if
look,
I can get out the house.
it's
Give
open.
me about 15 minutes.
Uh,
know. That's crazy, but yeah, yeah, it's crazy. But it does make you wonder, like, what is going on in that person's head that makes it okay for this or whatever. Why can't your standards be the same all the way around? I don't know. It's just
it depends on
it's
the person.
something.
I think it depends on the person though, man. It's just certain people, and what I'm learning too is, and this is just, not speaking from a personal situation, but more so statistics, studies, and people I've talked to. It's just certain guys have that thing, and it's a mixture. It's not a one thing. It's a mixture of edginess. It's a
Mhm.
mixture of masculinity, testosterone, um, distinction. It's certain things that certain men just give off, and they just have, and that women are willing to tolerate or subject themselves to more compared to other guys who don't have that thing, and where it's more so they got to jump through them hoops to prove
Right.
themselves. And
Mm.
Right.
yeah, because it's like, look, you got to
Hmm.
you got to prove that you're worthy of my time. And this guy
Right.
here trying to do everything right and by his standard, but this woman in certain situations knows that he's never had nobody like me, or he's never been, you know, uh, uh, just loved like this. If that's the case, how I know how to do it, and I don't
And it's
know.
so crazy because
It's a good thing to talk about right now.
it is, and
Yes.
like to your
Yes.
point, it's like it's so crazy because I have seen, it seems like it anyway. I have seen the times where it seems to be females who seem to go for the edgier guy, the guy who's kind of disrespectful and
Yeah,
whatnot, and all of
Bad
that
boy.
stuff. Right, that bad boy,
he
exactly.
got bored.
Hmm.
He
The
bored.
P Diddy's. I'm gonna go ahead and call it what it is. The P Diddy's, right?
The
They go-
50 cents. The
and
50
right,
cents. Yes,
but
They gonna
they're
that's
say
what
not
they
I
want.
gonna.
The
get
50
bored easy. Like
cents.
you hear women say that, I get bored easy. I get bored
Right,
fast.
Hmm.
And what
right,
that means is I need some edge. I need some. So if
right.
men are registering, men, if y'all listening to this, when you hear a woman say, I get bored fast, that just means you
You
gotta
ain't laughing.
give her different facets, give her that edge, give her that intrigue, make her, you know what I'm saying? Don't just be cookie cutter, plain old that thing.
What
Mix
if
it
he
up a
can't
little
help
bit.
it though? What if he's just smooth, but he's like he is kind of laid back, and he just can't help but be that person, right?
Well, you just said something. What if he just smooth? A lot of guys not smooth.
Yeah.
This is what I'm learning. A
Hmm.
lot of guys not smooth, and it's not even that it's man, like you can't buy it, you can't lift weights into it, you can't college degree
Mhm.
into it, you can't get money and work your way into it. It gotta be something in you that it's in your bloodline. Like what's that movie? I won the movie when you say my granddad was a pimp. It's in your bloodline. You gotta be pimping since been pimping since been pimping. If it ain't in your bloodline, it ain't in you.
It
And
ain't
some
in
guys
me.
that smooth that you just said, Sharice, that smooth ain't there. So I don't care how you dress it. I
Mhm.
don't care what you spray on it,
Mhm.
Creed, Baccarat, whatever. If it don't come off and she don't feel that thing and if she don't think about you when you leave or when you walk out the room, it's like,
But when I say smooth, I'm talking about the dude who is going to treat you right. So when I say smooth, so the
oh,
guy who
that's
is going to treat, yeah, yeah.
that's
So the guy
nice.
who's going to
That's
treat
nice.
you right, nice. So the one who's going to treat you right, the one who's going to do the things for you. So when you have a female that would rather the 50 cents or the P Diddy's, and they don't want the the ones who go to church The ones who
They don't want the Poindexter.
they don't want the Poindexters,
Mm.
right? So it's crazy that you have that, but then and you'll bring that around your family or whatever. You'll bring, the P. Diddy's, the 50 Cents, whatever around your family. But men are not going to do that. The ones that men feel are not marriage worthy or not worthy to be brought home, but they are going to have a good time in the streets and the sheets and all that other kind of stuff. They're not going to bring that home to their families and whatnot. So it's almost as if men will see a female and know this is just a good time and that's it. And but females will be like, I do want that. I do want that untouchable type of man. I do want that man that's the edgier one or whatever that's going to, not do me right all the time or whatever. It just seems like it's so crazy the different standards that we may have on a
What?
whole.
Go ahead,
I had a
Tamia.
question on that. So with you saying that, I would say, does it with Eddie, from your experience or not, or your perception, or however you say it, could you tell, like, does a man know if people classify people in different, you know, places when they meet them? So could you say in meeting someone, if that's that 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 person that's going to be over here, or that edgy person, or the one you want a little fire? And I feel like a lot of people do like a little fire, a little heat, a little spicy,
Right.
and then like the nice guy, and then the bad boy. So that switch between the two. So can you tell sometimes right off where that person is placed when you first meet them? So, and like you said, you can dress them up, but you can't
Right.
make them do that. It just don't come
Right.
off. So even when they try to do it, it's like it's not real, it's fake. Like,
Right.
be who you are, because that ain't you. And if that's not you, you got to go find that person that fits you. I do feel that opposites attract. So that nice guy may be with that woman who may be a little ratchet, and they balance each other.
That's true. I mean, you said a lot. I mean, and that's definitely, I agree. It just depends on where you're from, how you was raised, because some people can categorize up front and read the room and say, "Oh, this is just something to play with."
Yes.
Oh, but at
Right.
the same time, this
Right.
this this wifey material. Now,
Right.
going back to something Sharice just said, there's some guys that he don't know how to read the room, so it don't matter if she not, let's just say, jump off, or it could be vice versa, a guy that's
Mhm.
promiscuous and all that stuff, and a woman who's straight laced. So I don't want to make it one sided, but
Mhm.
some people do know how to read the room
Mhm.
and categorize up front. The one who does not, they're gonna bring whatever home because they just excited.
They
They just ready
will.
to bring
Yes.
somebody
Mhm.
home. So
Mhm.
my uncle
And that's on
them,
either side.
right? It don't
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
matter. She
Yeah.
got a story pass and he got a story pass. You just
Mhm.
want to bring somebody home just to show your family, hey, I'm
Right.
normal. Hey, I am at least,
Not normal.
right? Or I'm doing something, man. Especially guys. I'm gonna say that part on the guy side. You want to show it's like rite of passage. Your
Right.
uncle's gonna say, "Oh, nephew, you got you one, boy. I see what you got there." You know, and for him, if he's never had, different relationships or experienced certain things, he don't know what he got until he bump his head. But for the one who know how to read the room, he knows early. He knows what type of situation, and he knows what's quality. I put it
Mm-hmm.
like that. He knows what's quality and what's not, just like women know. And I'm gonna go back to that thing we were talking about with cheating. I think certain women know it's like it's outnumbered, right? The men are outnumbered, or the women. It's an abundance of women, great women, wonderful women, and not a lot of good men.
Right. Mhm.
So a lot of women
Exactly.
know, okay, this is a quality man. It's good. It's a good person, and maybe I'm going to attach myself to him, or I'm gonna prolong this, even though I know what this situation is, because otherwise, only thing I got out here is Poindexter and Willie and John and Paul and all these. You know what I mean? Like, but
Mhm.
is it right? No, we're just talking about what actually happens. And some
Yeah.
men know, hey, if I'm one of the ones, or hey, if I got it like that, I can have my pick of the litter, the pick of the
Mhm.
litter.
Right.
Mhm.
I can play or do what I want to do. And I see a lot of people now, especially some of the men that I talk to,
Mm-hmm.
they are in their latter years, over
Mhm.
50, and they playing, like completely just playing, just doing whatever, traveling
Mm-hmm.
the world, passport bros, all this other stuff. So I don't know. It's
Are
it's
they married?
formally in a lot of situations, a lot
Formally.
of these guys were married, and it's like once the
Mhm.
kids grown, it's like, hey, I'm
I'm
out.
done.
I'm going.
Mhm.
I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
just enjoy
Mhm.
myself, and I'm gonna look, just send the money, whatever the child support, the alimony is, all that
Mhm.
stuff is, because you got to think at this stage, this type of man has made his money. He
Yeah.
has made
Mm-hmm.
his impact on society,
Yeah.
and in his mind, he like, look, I'm finna die in a minute, so I'm finna ride
I'm
this.
gonna do what I want to do.
I'm
Right.
finna ride this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. And I see
Yeah.
it every time. I see it a lot. I see it happening. So
Yeah.
again, we're just talking about standards in society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Definitely.
that's a good point because it's like another chapter for them, especially if the road was rocky and you were just trying to wait to get the kids out the house first. So
Mhm.
now you have that free time. And usually for someone who does that, they're not looking for a commitment. Even though they may fit the
No,
profile for a whole lot of women, they're not looking for a commitment. They're looking to have a good time,
Mhm.
live their life and move
Mhm.
on. And the thing is, a lot of women get attached to that type of man because
Right.
they're a good time. And that's where there's a problem. Because if it's somebody like that, and I would say a lot of times people will tell you how they feel, and but everybody doesn't listen. So if he tell you I'm here for a good time, I'm just traveling, I don't want no
Um,
attachments. Don't attach yourself to somebody like that because you're
no,
going to be the one that gets hurt
yep.
because they told you up front.
they
Women
probably
do
are
it too.
thinking.
I'm
They
sorry, go ahead,
probably
Sheree.
thinking too that they. I think that people still think that they can change people too. I
That
think
part.
that peop
Yeah,
I think
that's
that
true.
people still feel as though, oh, I heard what you said, but in my mind, oh, I got the good stuff. I'm
It
I'm
make
a
me do
good
what I
person.
want to do.
Exactly.
Everybody
So I
got
think
good
that
stuff.
people. Not,
True. I mean,
right.
that's
So it's like, right.
but women at the same time too. I see this happening to where a lot of women are older, have gone through their seasons, maybe
Mhm.
married or divorced, or the kids grown, and it's like mama gotta have a life too. Like on Baby Boy, when she told Tyrese, look, mama gotta have a life too. So you
Right.
see
Right.
women now, they might have a
Mhm.
young 30-year-old, young 27,
Yeah.
Go ahead,
little,
sis.
little young cat coming through there, buy him some Jordans, get him a PlayStation. Give him a PlayStation, get him some J's, come through there. And, hey, and it just
It just
works.
if it
Put a
works,
little
yeah.
money in his pocket.
Little couple dollars, look, give him $150. Look, give him about 120. Cause with that, you
Right.
just it ain't gotta be no real money. Cause y'all know we
Mm-mm.
go real money. I need a couple of bands. I need a couple thousands to
Right.
take care of
Exactly.
things.
That's
But
real
a
Exactly.
young
money.
cat, man, give him
Exactly.
130. We give him $130.
Mhm.
Take him to Chili's.
Not chili.
Spend about 90. Look, spend about 90 on them. Spend
Right.
90 on them at Chili's. Oh man, he in love. Man,
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
got this
yeah.
old thing, man. Look, man, she 47, boy. Hey, love my dirty draw.
I was looking at it on TikTok the other day, and I saw something, and it was this younger dude. He's probably about in his early 30s or whatever, and he was talking about being with women much older than him and stuff. And he was like, him and his boys, that's what they like. They like the
Yeah.
much older women because older women are they're more stable. For what he could say, they're more stable. They have more going for them and things like that. So it's kind of funny because back in the day, of course, in my era, my growing up era, like nobody thought about being with someone else who was older in those years or whatever. Because you 2 years older, it's almost like, oh, you got worms. It's
Oh. Hmm. Look, you go to your old
That's
folks'
now.
house. Look, they
That's
go there. She cooking Sunday dinner,
Right,
rolls, fried
exactly.
chicken,
Yes.
green bean
Yes.
casserole. You go younger house, she talking about some. I'm hungry. What? Buy me some. In his mind, he don't got nothing but $130. So in his mind, he like she over here like buy me some. I want a crab boil.
Right, exactly.
In his mind, he
The
already
crab
deducted.
balls.
Wait,
Yes. And you might want something to drink with that
Mm-hmm.
too.
that's $60.
Right.
And he knows she drink little young girl, so she drink Taylor Port wine. So he like, okay, that's $11 right there. So now he down to
Money
70,
gone.
you know. Over
Mm-hmm.
my house. I'm finna go over my old thing house, man. I'm finna go eat some chicken and she already got some wine.
She
I
already got,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep. She got the crab boil. You ain't got to worry about going to pay for it. She already got it.
I'm outside. I'm outside. Come on in here, Taquan. The door open.
But she said, I got everything ready for you. Come on in. Oh yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
The
always
table
calling me
set.
this late. Look, why you always calling me this late, Taquan? Come on, man. Hell, the kids sleep. They gone.
You
I
got to
just
be
dropped them off
quiet, but
at
come on in.
I just dropped them off at A&T Friday. They gone for the weekend. Come on, come on. He at Winston-Salem State.
What? That's
Y'all
exactly
know,
it.
y'all laugh because
Mhm.
these real life situations, but and even
Yeah.
with myself,
True.
being with my wife, out of respect, being with my wife 19 years, I'm
Awesome.
still
Congratulations
Congratulations.
on that.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
I appreciate it. But I
Mhm.
keep my ears peeled to the streets, and I'm a very, very good listener and a friend and a brother. So I host these as a coach, as a life coach. I host men's group. I have a men's motivational group called Iron Sharpens Iron, where I meet with men from all walks of life. Man, I may have a brother in there 25 years old and a brother in here who's 60 with
Mm.
doctorate degrees, and we're all in there just exchanging, life knowledge and life nuggets, right?
I love that. That
Been
is
doing
That's
this,
wonderful.
good. That's good.
doing this for years.
So if someone wants to be a part of that, how are they able to get in touch with you as far as that goes?
Just social media. Any of my handles on social media, Doc Fresh
Mm.
Love, the Millennial Influencer, or just type in Eddie D Love. But Doc Fresh Love on Instagram. I mean, obviously Facebook
Mhm.
is just my name, but reach out to me. I can definitely connect you with the right people or bring you into my circle and we get things done. Like every man that I have around me is we getting it done. We got strong men, men's men, and we hold each other accountable.
I love it.
That's
It's
That is
important.
awesome. That's good stuff. From
Absolutely.
from the young to the older. So I
Yeah,
like
look,
that and everything
young
in
to old.
between.
And look, you know this about me, and as friends, and it's not about me, obviously, but just as men, I say this to say we got to have our hands on our youth as well. So I've
Hmm.
been
Yes.
mentoring and dealing with kids for 20 years, sit on several boards, going to the
Mhm.
school systems on a regular basis. Can't nobody take that away from me and say, yo, he lying or he just full of it, right?
Right.
And then
Hmm.
what I do on the grown people side and in the
Mhm.
actual community with the people who don't have a voice or the people who don't
Hmm.
Mhm.
live in a certain zip code. I know y'all as realtors, y'all know the population is
Mhm.
different depending on what
Yeah,
territory you're.
very much so. Very much so.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, this was excellent. I absolutely love this. And I think that a lot of great nuggets were dropped. Absolutely beautiful. And we appreciate you so much, Eddie. It's like so much stuff that you have said tonight. Yeah, that it just rings so true and so well. And that these types of conversations, I know that we need to continue to have. And we need to continue to have these because we don't want to lose our history altogether, because I think that is so important that we understand too where we came from. And they're not they're not teaching that stuff in school. You're not getting that in school. And unfortunately, sometimes our young people are not even getting it from their own families, unfortunately, because
Yeah.
they don't even know sometimes. So this right here, I think, is absolutely wonderful, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you
Yes.
being here. Definitely.
Welcome.
And
Thank
Eddie,
y'all for having
also want to thank you for being that voice. Like Cherie said, some people don't have that in their families. So knowing that you mentor from young to old in the school system, a lot of times, I'm just going to say, our young men, they don't see us within the school system, or they don't see us as a mentor, so there's no connection. Because you have, when you see somebody that looks like you can relate to them more. So thank you for being that face that they can see and that they can relate to, because that means a lot, because there are a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of young men who don't have that attachment. So for you being there, being in that space, that means so much, because our foundation is our youth, especially our black males and our females, but especially those, and especially within the school system, because sometimes we are overlooked, and sometimes they have already given us that target. And so in doing that, it makes the journey harder, which is hard anyway. But when we see somebody who we can relate with and recognize and talk to, it means a world of difference. So we truly, truly thank you for being there, being that face, always showing up for us.
Always,
Thank
right?
you.
I'm,
Always
I
showing
just
up for
know.
the ladies, for the sisters.
Look, I know what y'all gonna do, and look, when y'all get on Oprah on the old network, don't forget about the little people. I'm putting in my
What?
time now. I'm putting in my hours now. So once y'all get it and get there, get the platform built up to where you guys know you want to build it to, because what y'all are doing is meaningful, it's inspiring, bringing together, minds in the community, professionals in the community, in the business world. It's a beautiful thing. So, like I told y'all day one, Course and Keys podcast, I'm a fan, man. I'm on board. So, hey, I'll be back anytime y'all call me, anytime y'all have me back. I'll be happy to come back. But I'm honored to be here for Black History Month, February 2026. A wonderful conversation, great discussion. So, I thank y'all.
The same, the same. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
All
So
right.
again, I was just gonna say again, we're glad to be here. Corks and Keys once again. This is our February edition with Brother Eddie Love, talking about relationships and love and giving his side of the story. So as always with Corks and Keys, where the connections spark and the conversations flow.
All right. Peace.